What if I told you you could go around the entire globe in around an hour? Unbelievable, right? But the new hypersonic aircrafts are making this possible. Today, I'm going to tell you about hypersonic aircraft and the technology they use. So make sure to watch this video till the end. On November 16, 2004, NASA's experimental space shuttle plane set a new speed record for aircraft by reaching Mach 10 times the speed of sound. In this unmanned test flight, the plane reached about 6,600 miles, or 10,600 kilometers per hour, thus breaking the previous speed record of Mach 7 that was set in March 2004 by the X-43A during its own test flight. The X-43A's defining feature is that it uses a scramjet engine. Rather than burning onboard oxygen to power the hydrogen fuel, the scramjet collects oxygen from the atmosphere as it travels. This weight-reducing measure has the potential to make space travel cheaper overall. The engine can only combust at speeds higher than the speed of sound because compressed air is forced into it at a higher rate. The velocity and aerodynamics from the forward movement compress the air instead of using a rotating compressor, as a turbojet engine would. Then, hydrogen fuel is injected into the stream of air before combustion occurs. This makes hot gases expand and accelerate exhaust air, propelling the plane forwards with great force. As discussed earlier, scramjet-powered aircraft don't have onboard oxygen tanks. That makes it so they can't take off using regular spacecraft propulsion methods. The X-43A relies on a booster rocket to get accelerated to hypersonic speeds before being cut loose to fly solo. The necessary rocket boost allows the scramjet engine to do its job. Besides NASA's X-43A, a hypersonic plane that seats 20 people is being created in Atlanta. It has the potential to shorten a 7-hour flight to only 90 minutes. The average speed for commercial jets today is about 680 miles per hour. However, this new startup's hypersonic plane would travel at Mach 5, or 3,800 miles per hour, 5 times the speed of sound. If they succeed in their venture, it could alter the world as we know it. But can such speedy flights ever cost less? Tourists could use this opportunity to explore the area they are visiting instead of flying. Business travelers might be able to meet with an international client for lunch and make it back home in time for dinner. In a press release, Heather Pringle, commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory, stated that hypersonic aircraft and propulsion systems have the potential to revolutionize travel in the same way automobiles did last century. The largest challenge to commercial hypersonic travel isn't raising a plane's speed to Mach 5, which has been done before, while carrying people safely. The obstacle is reducing costs enough that customers would want to purchase tickets. Although the supersonic Concorde, flying only below Mach 2, never achieved this, its average round-trip transatlantic flight price was around $12,000 because of high operational costs. Consequently, the plane failed eventually. If hypersonic plane developers want to save money, they need to keep the plane lightweight so that less fuel is required. However, past rocket engines have needed an oxidizer, usually liquid oxygen, which makes the plane much heavier. Ramjets, a type of air-breathing engine that pulls oxygen from the atmosphere instead of an onboard tank, have difficulty working at low speeds. One workaround is to attach your hypersonic plane to another aircraft, and once that plane reaches a high velocity, you can release the hypersonic plane and fire up its ramjets. However, bringing a second plane into play, one having to lift the weight of 2 aircraft, isn't practical either. Hermeus, a startup plane company, believe that the cost-efficient method for their planes will be to use ramjet in concert with traditional turbojet engines. This is called a turbine-based combined cycle (TBCC) propulsion system. The plan is that takeoff would utilize the power of the turbojet from a runway, while during mid-flight, the more powerful ramjet takes over. The jet will again take charge during the landing. Hermeus has a lot of potentials. In July 2021, the U.S. Air Force invested $60 million in the startup, and in March 2022, Hermeus raised another $100 million from prominent investors. Hermeus has an impossible vision at first sight, yet they couple it with a culture of engineering and business plan that can make it happen, said Altman. The next steps for Hermeus are to have its first prototype plane, Quarter Horse, ready for flight by 2023. After that, it will move on to building one called Darkhorse. Skylar Shuford told CNBC Quarter Horse is a sprinter, effectively the smallest possible airframe to test our engine, Chimera, across all modes of operation and Mach numbers. Darkhorse will be capable of sustained hypersonic flight and be able to carry cargo or payloads. Hermeus isn't the only company with lofty goals to speed up travel. Texas startup Venus Aerospace is also throwing its hat in the ring, saying they'll be able to shuttle people across the globe in just 1 hour. There's a catch though, their spaceplane would be powered by rockets, and we don't know how many tickets would set us back quite yet. SpaceX has stated that it wishes to use its large unfinished Starship rocket for hypersonic travel all over the world. By spreading the cost of these voyages among nearly 1,000 people, tickets could be as inexpensive as $1,200 each. Deep tech startup Venus Aerospace's Stargazer aircraft, a Dart-like Mach 9 hypersonic plane design, is claimed to be capable of crossing the Earth in 1 hour. Because hypersonic technology is so popular right now, many aerospace firms are trying to add hypersonic capabilities to their products, even though the concepts and applications are not new. Even Hollywood has gotten involved by asking Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works to help them develop a fictional hypersonic jet for the movie Top Gun. Maverick. Venus Aerospace, an ambitious startup, recently joined the ranks of companies striving for hypersonic flight. They unveiled their concept vehicle, Stargazer, at the UP Summit in Bentonville, Arkansas. The UP Summit, formed in 2017, is an invite-only event that attracts corporate CEOs, startup founders, investors, and capital allocators from all over the world, with potential funding assets totaling more than $1 trillion. The Stargazer, Houston's first conceptual hypersonic vehicle designed by the company, is a radical departure from most passenger aircrafts with its needle-nosed shape. Stargazer was designed as a next-generation hypersonic drone traveling at Mach 9, as well as a Mach 9 crewed aircraft. Both variants hypothetically have the capability of crossing the Earth from Tokyo to Los Angeles in approximately 1 hour. Planes traveling at hypersonic speeds would take off from a conventional airport at subsonic speeds before accelerating into the upper atmosphere, 170,000 feet or 51,816 meters, while in hypersonic mode. Once constructed, the aircraft will be 100 feet wide and 150 feet long. Stargazer is estimated to weigh 150,000 pounds and have the ability to seat 12 passengers. Venus Aerospace was founded by Sarah Sassy Douglaby and Dr. Andrew Douglaby, with the goal of providing a sleek, eco-friendly craft that could reach velocities of 7,000 miles per hour, 11,000 kph. To date, this aerospace startup has raised $33 million from private investors, which includes venture capitalists, and an additional $1 million from the government. They have also announced that they have raised an additional $20 million in a Series A offering led by Prime Movers Lab, a venture capital firm that invests in scientific startups. The Stargazer will use an environmentally conscious fuel, but the specific fuel hasn't been revealed yet because the hypersonic craft is still in the early stages of development. Additionally, questions about noise pollution from the craft haven't been answered yet. However, Douglaby said in a flying interview that they worked with NASA and accessed information from the Space Shuttle program's sonic boom testing. From this data, they discovered that flying at 170,000 feet at Mach 9 means people on the ground won't be able to hear it. Venus has already developed and built a technology demonstration engine, conducted pivotal tests inside hypersonic wind tunnels and propulsion labs around the country, and hopes to start subsonic and supersonic drone testing next year. Even if the commercial hypersonic flight isn't possible, that doesn't mean we have to resign to today's abysmal jet speeds. One of the many companies developing supersonic planes much more efficient than the Concorde could help reduce travel times. If you found this video concerning hypersonic aircrafts informative, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future updates in the tech world.